Okay, Aisha, I think we are good to start now. It's 3 p.m. on the dot. Over to you.
Yes, but um, don't you think we need to wait for a couple of minutes or something till everyone is there? Because I can't see anyone but Hala, and I have many messages that there is a problem. I don't know why they cannot join. I have no idea. I think something in the link or something.
All
So
right, sure. We'll give it a few more minutes, but we're live on all of our socials. Okay.
okay, sure, sure. It's very cool. Okay, we'll start. Then people will continue coming, hopefully. Okay, let's welcome everyone to our second Zoom meeting webinar about the QA, the dual certificate of QA and assessment as well from UK. And we have with us Oxfordian College. We have Chazia and Noor, and they will present themselves later till I finish my introduction. And let me first explain why quality assurance is important now in schools and everywhere. And why I chose, because they have so many certificates and so many courses, and all of them are accredited from Ofqual, and they're very good certificates and courses. But I thought that starting with the quality assurance, because I can't see any other certificates like this one in the region. This one is level 4, not level 3 like others. It's level 4, and we are giving it as dual. So you'll get two certificates, the assessment and the quality assurance as well. And this is because you cannot be a good quality assurance practitioner until you have the assessment certificate. So you have to have both together. And that's why Oxfordian College is presenting both certificates. And I think that some identities from UK and US are giving quality assurance now to the market, because there is a big need in the schools to have a person who is responsible for quality assurance. And also, beside that, the good thing about quality assurance is that you can have lots of work online, freelance, and this is what Noor and Shazia will speak about also today. So you'll have lots of chances to work online with your quality assurance certificates. So I think uh, Shazia and Noor, please present yourself and Oxfordian College.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Hello. I hope everybody can see me and hear me as well. Just give me a second so that I can toggle between the screens. Thank you so much for joining us on what is turning out to be a really hot weather all across the globe. And the situation is very similar in the UK as well. But why we are here today is to share with you, rather, what our experience has been working in the Egyptian market so far in running the quality assurance courses, and what are some of our findings, and how are we finding usefulness of those aspiring teachers and teachers who are experienced and they have a bit of experience already in this particular field. How can they actually use the off-call regulated quality assurance and the assessor qualifications that we are bundling out for you? And how can you maximize these benefits and start off in the summers and work at a steady pace over a couple of months to gain these qualifications? Before we do that, I'm going to launch a short poll. So the first poll should come up on the screen now. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you a teacher with 0 to 3 years of experience, or are you a teacher with 3+ years of experience, or are you an aspiring teacher? So go ahead. All right, wonderful. We have an aspiring teacher. Whilst everybody is answering the poll, those of you who are watching us online live, feel free to ask in any questions that you have. We will be recording this particular webinar as well, like we have with the others, and we will get back to you with the recording in case your internet is acting up. So just looking at a couple of more queries, and then I can perhaps end the poll as well. But essentially, we went into this partnership with Eduline and Aisha a couple of months ago, and our thought process in this was that we are going to offer a qualification that is really high in demand. Those of you who are aspiring to be teachers working in British American schools or American schools, or you are eyeing an international opportunity, what is it that these two qualifications that we have bundled up, what do they entail? So essentially, Shazia and Aisha were supposed to also speak, and I think you can see Shazia here as well on the call. I don't know if she has good internet that she could talk, but anyways, I'll take you through the process. So Aisha, feel free to chime in wherever you feel that, we have to speak about that, but we'll specifically be talking about how the qualifications and what is the vision, because you have been in the education sphere for a while in Egypt, and you understand what the recognition and what the career progression is for a qualification like the assessors or the quality assurances. Essentially, the broad benefits that you can also see up on the screen are right here. It is a great CPD. Why I asked the first poll question was that if you are an existing teacher and if you have little experience or no experience, if you can land that first internship or a trainee teaching job, then there's a lot for you to learn in this particular the bundle courses that we have to offer. There are a lot of education and training opportunities that are not only in Egypt, but internationally as well if you're looking for freelance work. And if you're looking at the transnational education process, how that works essentially is that the teacher is sitting somewhere else and the students are sitting anywhere else, but the qualification that they're offering is something which is of international levels and international standards, so that you can actually get access to these income opportunities anywhere across the globe with this freelance work. We are going to tell you about the difference between the assessor qualifications and the IQA. And the good thing is that we know that it's a summer, and a lot of you would be thinking about what capacity building initiatives can I be a part of, and that is why we're offering the bundle. So before I move forward, Aisha, I just want your inputs here in terms of these two qualifications that we have picked up. Where do you see the good potential in which people from Egypt can pursue these qualifications, and then where can they find these better job opportunities? You're muted.
Sorry. I was saying it's not only in Egypt, it's all over the Middle East, because lots of teachers and people from Egypt wants to travel also to Middle East. And I was just discussing with Sally, because Sally is a friend and an old Eduliner. So there is a demand in all the Middle East for this qualification, because schools now are looking for quality assurance, but they don't know where to start. So they just hire people and tell them, okay, you get the job of the quality assurance person. But even the people who are doing the quality assurance are not sure what they have to do and how they have to do it. So when we have an inspection, of course, when we have something like this, and especially that it is accredited from UK, which is regarded as the source of knowledge for all the Middle East and very respected qualifications. So this will be the lead in the market, because I cannot see other qualification that is really competing. There are qualification of quality assurance, but not as ours. So it will position the person in not only for schools, it will be for schools, for universities, for academies, and even for corporate sector. I can see it everywhere, actually.
Wonderful. And that's where, the beauty of when we speak about the assessor qualification as well, you'd see that it's split up into two bits. One is the occupational bit, and one is, the bit in which you are in a vocational setting. Like Aisha is saying, if you're working in any particular sector, be it the healthcare sector, be it the beauty sector, be it the construction sector, wherever there is a demand for a quality assurance practice to take place. This is where the qualifications fit in. So just to give you a rundown, I think Shazia also wants to try speaking, but just in a second, Shazia, just to give you a rundown of the batches that we are currently running. We are not like other self-paced study providers, and we pride in that. So what you would do is, and I don't know how many of you have experienced it or not, but when you book yourself to a self-paced course, and you're supposed to watch a bunch of videos, and you're supposed to watch a bunch or read a bunch of notes and papers and books and all on your own without knowing who else is with you in that particular journey and missing out on that human to human contact. That is where your learning, we believe, is slightly lessened. And you're unable to complete a course that would ideally be completed in 3 months' time. It would take much more longer for you to complete that particular course. So what we are saying is the USP is that our live sessions, as you can see from some of the snippets of our batches that are running, they take place, there's a schedule there. There are seminar type classes. They take place after work hours, usually over on in the evening times. And that is where the real life connection of a seminar class takes place. Go ahead, Shazia. Since you do a lot of these classes, go ahead and share your thoughts.
So welcome everybody. First and foremost, I just want to do a sound check to make sure. So give me thumbs up if you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
We are always working on developing, improving, and that does mean that we have to be on our toes, out and about, getting things done and helping our qualifications improve and develop. So it's one of those days where I'm in two places at the same time. And that's what we do as entrepreneurs and business development individuals. We like to leverage on how we do. And this is why this qualification is super important. You already heard from two individuals, Aisha. Thank you so much for explaining the importance of quality assurance and how it fits in your setting and context. And Noor has also then taken it further and elaborated how it can help you as individuals. What you need to understand is that these qualifications that we are talking about today have a significant place in the market as for you in your current role and job for promotional purposes, but also if you were to use them in additional freelance work, which we will keep covering as well. And they have been put together by the Ofqual regulated awarding bodies, and they cover all of the criteria that needs to be developed, understood, and applied so that you can demonstrate your understanding through the activities and the assignment that we will provide, which is quite holistic. And although it is a level 3 award, and there are 3 units, do not be fooled by the level being a level 3. The intensity and the rigor of the application of your understanding, whether you're doing the assessor award or the IQA qualification, is quite intense. So it does require your theoretical understanding and development of knowledge through the course and the practical application of that understanding in a workplace setting. So that's what makes these qualifications different. It's not you are reading, researching, learning, and writing. No, you have to read, research, develop your conceptual understanding, develop your theoretical research-based understanding, and then apply that in a workplace and educational setting. So there are 2 practical elements in the assessor award. One is being able to show your competence and understanding in a learning setting and one in a vocational workplace setting as well, where you can demonstrate not only the classroom and how you would teach it and how you would assess it, but I mean, mainly when you are teaching, you are focusing on the assessment side, but then taking that learner into a workplace setting. So Noor mentioned different occupations where you can benefit in various vocational settings. So let's give an example of the healthcare setting. If you are assessing somebody in the healthcare sector, you would be reviewing their knowledge in the learning space, whether you call it a classroom, whether you call it a college, whether you call it a training center, whether it's done in a building, whether it's done in the field, it's the same setting. Then you would take the same knowledge assessment into their workplace setting. So again, in the healthcare sector, it would be in a care home or domiciliary care or a facility where the person is in a workplace setting. And that is why this award is unique, because it gives you then the competence to assess in various settings. It's very holistic and it covers both. So we are offering that as part of a freebie connected with the IQA. Because once you have the assessment understanding as an assessor, and you know, and you are confident how to assess accurately, only then you can go into the, I would say, promotional next step as an IQA, because your IQA job is going to be assessing the assessors. So where the assessor is assessing the learner, the IQA is assessing the assessor. So can you see how these two qualifications marry up together? So they build on the previous learning. You have to have that competence before you can do the IQA. And again, this time you are now putting the IQA hat on, and you would go in and assess 2 learners and 2 assessors. So 2 assessors would be giving feedback. So for example, Aisha is an assessor and Noor is an assessor. So part of this quality assurance is, as an IQA, you are observing them feedback learners and identifying how well they are giving that feedback, and also finding out where those areas of expertise might need to be either developed or standardized or improved, or ensured that they are meeting the compliance and regulatory requirements, quality control, and all of those other terminology words, buzzwords you hear when you hear the word IQA. So it is very, very thorough. And we, as an organization, going back to Noor's point, we don't just go through the motions and say, right, this class is done. Now let's go to the next class. If we have to go back and re-deliver a class or modify it, we do that, because our aim is to ensure you develop as a practitioner, not just make sure you go through the sessions and complete. We want you to come out more confident, more competent, and become somebody who is professionally developed. So that's what I wanted to add. Anything else, Aisha, you want to add to that?
Nothing, but I think it's important to start something when it's new to the market. This concept is not really developed yet. So many places are asking for quality. I mean the educational sector, but of course for other sectors or other industries, yes, it is very well known to have quality assurance in factories, in companies. But in the educational sector, it is there, but it's not widely used. So to have this qualification at this time, and starting when there is nobody expertise in the market yet, I think this is a golden chance.
Absolutely. And the skills are transferable. It's like when you can learn to drive a car, you can drive a larger vehicle, a smaller vehicle. Once you learn to drive, you can drive any vehicle. Yes, you may need to tweak your skills a little bit. You might need to practice a little bit to get more comfortable. But once you can drive, you can drive. It's just the same way as once you know how to swim, you can swim. So once you go through these qualifications, it's about you then as a practitioner adjusting the knowledge and the application of skills in your setting and finding ways it will work. And that's the benefit of UK qualifications. They are not just theory and exam or an assignment. It's about critical thinking. It's about flexible thinking. It's about thinking out of the box. It's about application and adapting in your own environment. So when you are certified and experienced and it comes onto your CV, it not only strengthens your portfolio of teaching and learning, but you can talk about it. Now, getting a qualification on its own is not good enough. If you can't talk about it, if you can't share your experience, and it gives you an opening into the global market, because in England, companies are always looking for an assessor or an IQA on a freelance basis. Because since COVID, people are looking for supplementary work and companies are looking for pay cuts. And the best way now is you do additional work in your spare time and you can do it on a freelance basis. And it doesn't matter if you are remote. Remote, whether it's a job role, is much more acceptable now. And it will add an additional revenue stream to your career. So that's how they will both benefit you. I mean, Aisha, what is the, in Egypt, if somebody is doing additional work as a freelancer and they're getting paid, £15 an hour, doesn't that make a significant difference to
100%.
right?
£15 mean 1K Egyptian pound.
Yeah.
So
But
it works.
even if they're getting £12 an hour or £15 an hour to
Yeah.
do an additional activity, one, it's improving your practice because you're getting experience, and two, you're getting additional revenue coming in. And three, it's enhancing your CV because you're globalized now. You're not just limited to the Egyptian market. We as a college embrace new assessors and IQAs. A lot of our team are people who have qualified with us within, because we can quality assure them. We know how they work. And so it's an opportunity of investing in yourself. It's not a cost. You've got to really understand it's a self-investment in your profile career for advancing yourself in this particular field. And it opens doors of diverse opportunities and makes you more of an expert. So if you can teach and you're really good at teaching, then you become really good at assessing, you become really good at as an IQA. I'm sure most organizations will be looking for people with that kind of confidence and competence and aptitude as well. I mean, Aisha, are there institutions in Egypt that will be thriving to recruit or promote such individuals with additional qualifications?
It is emerging now, but I think it's heavier in Emirates and in Saudi Arabia. And that's why I want to ask Sally, because Sally, as I said, she's a very old eduliner and she has tons of certificates and courses. She's highly qualified. And once she saw this, she told me, I just need to enroll. So I want to ask Sally about the market and why she's thinking that it's important to have this qualification. Sally,
Yeah, hi everyone.
hi.
Actually, it's from about around, I would say, a year now. It's this qualification is known and is actually they are chasing people who are doing this qualification from the time that they are changing the inspection framework, because we have a new framework and we have a new MOE rules and everything. Who they go to the schools and they inspect and they quality assurance. Now they want the people who go and do something like this to all be really qualified, not like before it was only experienced educator or he's an educational consultant because he have been here in UAE for a long time. No, that's not enough anymore. It needs really to be like having a certificate to understand exactly what he needs to do, following the framework of the UAE, specifically Dubai, of course. So some, like very few institutes here are offering this certificate. But unfortunately, I think it was mentioned in this webinar, and I was happy to hear it, that it's offered as a certificate. So it's self-paced, and you can finish it, yes, from 3 to 4 months, but it's just for the sake of getting the certificate, to be certified, not really the knowledge, which is sad. So I'm happy to hear that it's a real certificate. It's not just like on paper. because it's what's the point? You need to learn so that you'll be able to apply. But just to take the certificate, so what's the gain in that?
Yeah, I agree.
You absolutely, thank you for sharing that, because you've understood that. But I'm telling you now, people prefer cheap. They call it, they go for the cheapest option. Now, what you have to understand is that a lot of energy, time goes into the real-time teaching. So you're going to compare it to a university. If you were to come to a UK university and think about the investment that it would cost you, and if you compare the investment that Oxfordian offers, it's very minimal compared to that. We also offer payment plans because we really want individuals to grow. We are not here about just enabling you to get a certificate. We know that a certificate does not enable you to get a job or progress because you can't talk about it at interview. There's no point having these degrees and qualifications if you can't show the individuals that you are sitting in front of how it has made you grow
True.
professionally, intelligently in terms of your cognitive understanding, but also how you are going to be an asset to them. Everybody wants an asset in their organization who's going to take away. If I'm hiring somebody in quality assurance, I want that person to reduce my work, to take over, to be proactive, to have that understanding, not that if I have to keep teaching them again and again and again, it's human nature. We're like, forget it. I'll just do it myself. It saves me time. So we help you grow into that individual. So thank you.
Shazia, can you give us an idea about how the course will be conducted? So how many sessions, the time frame, what type of assignments? So the details of the course itself and the study.
What we have, so for the assessor qualification, we initially had really looked at a fewer sessions than what we are doing now. There are 84 guided learning hours. Some of them are direct teaching, some of them are self-studies, and some of them are professional discussions. So they do take, both qualifications will take over, 3 to 4 months if you do it properly. Because what we have found is that learners come from different scenarios, different contexts, different countries. And in their own home country, number one, the practice is different. So they have to relearn, so unlearn and relearn. Number two, the assignment is holistic. So a lot of learners like, if we have 3 units, give me unit 1, then give me unit 2, and give me unit 3, because it's done in isolation. We don't do that. We have merged 3 units and we have then made a holistic assignment like a handbook. So they have to figure out themselves what the assignment is asking. So they have to be critical in their thinking, critical in their understanding and research. And the benefit of that is it reduces the work, but it requires a better understanding to be able to apply it effectively. And we also get EQA'd and IQA'd. So we as an organization, and those of the learners who are already on our assessor and IQA course have seen that. We may have a plan, but we have to modify it because it's always about making sure the learner is getting the best. Not about, like I said at the beginning, that we're not on a journey and we just have to, stop at a station and keep moving. We're about, okay, let's modify this. Let's do a professional discussion. So every cohort of students are different. Everybody's learning style is different. So we have to adjust our delivery to meet the needs of the individuals. And sometimes more time is needed for reflection because everybody's working. So we are very flexible. We're not somebody who then says, we can't give extra classes. We have done extra Q&A sessions just for people to come in and understand the assignment better. In our plan, sometimes we think, okay, we've given the assignment now. They're going to hand it in. We move on to the next. Sometimes that doesn't happen. We sometimes have to do drop-ins where people have to come in. There's too many questions coming in. We know that there's a bit of clarity needed. So we have to facilitate that and go through everybody's queries. So we want everybody to know that, yes, we like our success rate to be high, but a lot of hard work goes in the back end to provide the support people to get from the start to the end. And yes, we say 3-4 months, but it could take 5 months. And that's fine. We're not going to stop until everybody has reached the end of their journey. That's what makes us different.
You are different, definitely. Yes. So if anyone has
Can you take the next slide, please?
Yeah.
So we've already covered this. There's a huge earning potential, and I only gave the example of £15, right? I was very conservative. So that, essentially, when you are, somebody like me, I put down my rate myself. If they give it, fine. If they don't give it, they can go and get somebody. All about who wants what quality. So you have to position yourself, and your confidence and your knowledge, experience enables you to do that. People can read your body language, and they know if you decide that my rate is going to be nothing less than £25 an hour, then that's how you would propose. And people can tell, if you then say, well, it's non-negotiable, go away. They can go to somebody else. Often I have seen, and Noor can vouch for this, that the people that go for the very cheap options end up having to invest more money because they have to get it redone by another professional because it's not done properly. So it has a huge earning potential. So the investment may, as you can see, is £600, and there's a payment plan. But your ROI, think how many sessions that you need to get that back. And I'm sure everybody here is intelligent enough to do the maths there. So the ROI is huge. And even my entire team that works with us at the back end has done this qualification or are doing it, because we are not the type of company who likes to hold people back. We are about CPD, continuing professional development, giving people opportunities for growth. Because remember, if you cage people, they never stay. If you make people grow, they will want to stay. And something that Steve Jobs, it was Simon Sinek said, if you are the most intelligent person in the room, you are in the wrong room. I want everybody around me to be much more intelligent, much more equipped, much more experienced, much more professional than ourselves, because that's what makes the organization grow and develop. And I have firsthand seen that happen with all the individuals that we work with. And Noor, I'd like you to step in and say something here.
Yeah, no, thank you. Just something that I really wanted to share with everyone, that we have a fantastic cohort going on as we speak. There are learners from Egypt who are a part of this as well. And guess what? This is the second cohort that's gonna run. And guess what? Who's gonna land in jobs? Because, they're the ones who are actually a part of it. So we want to have that culture of, just circling and looking at how we can generate opportunities from within the course as well to get more people on board. That's number one. Number two that I like to reiterate is what Aisha was saying, that if you're looking at the Middle Eastern market as for either job opportunities or for freelance work, there are a lot of opportunities. If you're looking at Saudi, there are a lot of opportunities there. They have a very thriving TNE structure there, the transnational education structure. They are looking for UK qualified people as well. And just like Sally was saying, what's important is to understand the importance of why we are saying it again and again, off-call regulated, is that this particular qualification is regulated directly by the Department for Education in the UK, which essentially means that the certificate has two ends of it. So the private college, yes, which is the delivery partner, the awarding body, which is essentially off-call regulated and approved to offer the qualification. And then the third is essentially partners who are going to take that particular stamp forward. So just to reiterate what Sally was saying, that the investment in yourself, the earning potential is pretty much 2 times, if not 3, to the investment. The other thing is, the beauty of it is, which I know a lot of people who are on the call in Egypt would be asking us, how to do the payment planned work. We have that particular thing in place. So it's all installment-led payment. You don't have to make the payment all at once because you want to make it an inclusive qualification. And as long as you have a debit card or a credit card, whatever it is, a Visa or a Master's, we have an online payment link, so you don't have to worry about paying in British pounds. You can just pay directly in Egyptian pounds and make that work for you. So that's a clarity in which there's no essentially transfer fee that the bank is going to charge you. You don't have to move out of the space of your home to make that installment payment. Everything is digitalized as long as you have a debit or a credit card that's Visa or MasterCard regulated. So that's just one thing that I wanted to share right here. I think we're good to move on further and show you guys a couple of more slides, and then we can.
If anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat. It helps us as well to make it interactive and engaging. And if you're watching on social media, the comment section there as well, and I'm sure somebody will pick it up.
Yeah, I think another question that came out was around, how are we teaching? And how are the resources shared? So just like Shazia had mentioned, and then Aisha had mentioned as well earlier, that we do not want that we don't hold back on information, right? Or on resources. So everything that we are going to work on and provide you as part of the qualification, it becomes a part of the learning management system where you have access to the resources, the assignments. We help you guide in developing your portfolios. There are live seminar classes, which to be honest, the current cohort that we are running has been the most fun because everybody shows up. We don't have to chase behind people that they're not chasing up, and we kind of like miss each other also if you're not meeting for more than a week or so. We do make sure that you follow the timelines, because if you're starting something together, then we want everybody to cross the finish line also together. So there will be a little bit of, hand holding, moral support, some emotional support. Life will get in the way, but we'll ensure that we provide that ecosystem in which we could guide you, support you, and take you through the process. And then the last bit, which, everybody loves, is the actual certificate claim, which I'm going to try and show you a sample also. But I can send it back as a particular, what you can say, as a post-webinar email. There is a question from Sally and Shazi. I think you both you and Aisha can take this forward. And Sally's asking, if I'm not currently in a school setting, will this be a problem? All right, we can have a solution on that, but go ahead, Shazia.
If you're not in a setting, we would have to, there's lots of ways of finding opportunities in a setting, which may be voluntary, maybe looking into your network and seeing who you can talk to, because you don't have to be in a permanent setting, but you do need to find a place to do the practical activity. That's a part of the requirement. So that's doable. Aisha's got settings, we've got settings. So when people come on the course, and we obviously do our assessment of the fact that your background and where you want to go, and we can help facilitate that between our network as well. So do not need to worry too much about that. As Noor was saying, the Moodle is there. Questions will always be there. WhatsApp groups will be there. Our focus is to support you, what we can, but we do not want to give you false information either. The qualification does require it to be in a real setting. So the college is a setting, but we can't facilitate everybody into the college. Aisha's Training Academy is a setting. And there are so many other known within a network whose settings we could get you into. Everybody likes to have a volunteer. That's the reality. So let's be creative and think out of the box and be positive and just keep moving forward.
Absolutely. Aisha, I'd like you to also comment on it, because I know for a fact that you're running multiple courses as well, and you'd love some free volunteers, no?
Sure, sure. Sally was one of and is still one of our trainers, by the way. She's doing some workshops with us. So and she comes to Egypt also during the summer. So sure, we'll find a place, no problem.
Wonderful. So, just some final things. I think that's about it, what we had to share. I'm so sorry. I realized you can't see me, but now you can. Anything regarding the qualifications, how do they work? You want more information? We do have lots and lots of resources available, previous webinars as well. You can speak to some of your colleagues also who are a part of the course, and they will be coming back on another webinar with us to share just their experience of how doing this particular qualification has been like for them. So if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out. The email is there, the WhatsApp number is there. The information is up on the website as well. You could see it and get to know more. Or you have Aisha who could then take you through the process as well, because we're doing this in partnership with Eduline. The next cohort is scheduled to begin in August. So if you are now looking for registration, so just feel free, if you want to avail some offers from us, then feel free to register by the deadline. We would look into if we can extend the deadline and do a couple of more webinars for you guys, but that's about it from our side. So just take a screenshot of this particular live, and then the recording will also be available so that you have access to all of the contact details. Any final thoughts, Aisha and Shazia, from your
Yeah,
end?
I think for me, just a message. You've got to decide, right? We have a decision to make. Every good decision comes at a price. There is no free lunch anywhere. But at the same time, you have to make a calculated decision. And for me, I am the same. I am very much about investing in myself. And I listen to my intuition. I look at my goals. Where is my focus? How will I get there? And what do I need to do? And I look at the investment and I think, okay, if I don't buy an outfit, if I don't go out and eat, if I don't do certain luxurious activities that I normally would do, would that be a substitute? And I guess all my life, I have not been like other women investing in bangles and jewelry and clothing. I've always gone into courses, qualifications, personal development. Why? Because knowledge is power, and it can give you a multiple X return as you progress in your career. It gives you inner fulfillment. It gives you much more than what one outfit will give you at one event. So go into your heart and soul. Ask yourself the question, where am I in my career? Where do I want to go? And you will get the answer. And then do not overthink, because overanalysis leads to paralysis. Make a decision and boom, you're done. That's from me.
And for me, I just want to tell you to be the first, not to be in the middle or the last. So not many people have this qualification now in the Middle East. So be the first to have it and be the people who are modeling it for others. Don't be the follower, be the leader. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We hope you benefited. We have lots of opportunities within the college. This is just one that we are sharing with you. And thank you, Aisha, for joining us. Thank you to everybody who took time out. And we look forward to seeing you all again in a future session. Any questions, just reach out to the college, reach out to Aisha, and you will get them answered. So thank you once again.